Well, aloha. What a greeting. Hello, my babies, my angels, my queens and goddesses, amazing beings. Okay, I'm just going to go and fix something. Momentito. We have a minute before we start. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? So, hello, my beauties. How you doing? How are we? I can tell that some of you are all sparkly and with it, and some of you are hiding in the background. How are you? How are you? We have our lenses call today. How exciting is that? And we are going to have a little connect, remember, what's the right way to put it? We're going to have a momentito or a few momentitos of really thinking about what we'd love to create in 6 to 12 months. And then because we're at the beginning of a month, so it's a great time to really step back and even step above our life. What would I love? What would I love to create? I'm just going to blow my nose. I'm going to go a bit off camera for a moment. 6 to 12 months, and then 90 days. What do we need to do in that 90 days? What do we need to nail so that our 1 year, our 6 to 12 month vision will manifest? And then 7 days. Next 7 days. What am I going to create in the next 7 days? And then today. I love this process. I love it. All right, my gorgeous people. So if you've got any new people on the call, then welcome, or listening to the recording, welcome. You'll still get the magic even if you're on the recording. And you'll also benefit from the respark process that we do at the end of the call, so that you clear any resistance really to taking the action, so that you create what you want to create in 6 to 12 months. And what you need to do in the next 90 days, and what you need to do in the next 30 days, and what you need to do in the next week, and what you need to do today or tomorrow, depending on the time zone you're in. And this is one of the very first trainings. And you will also find that there is a PDF, a download of the actual, lenses document, which I'm going to start sharing with you in a moment. So, yeah, intense times, isn't it? I just recorded a Facebook Live. I mean, God, isn't life just sometimes intense? You know, it's like, whoa, it's such a power to be able to observe it. But I just did a Facebook Live on the myths around creating a life you adore. You know, also that kind of ties in with sometimes the blocks that people experience when it comes to this work, or to even thinking about what they'd love to create. And I actually don't think I shared this in the live, and I meant to. What came out was fine and perfect and everything. And what I want to share with you. So it's virgin. Oh. Oh, I think I have someone in the waiting room. No, we're all in. Great. Oh, good. Okay, there was no waiting room. That's fantastic. So one of the huge and this let me finish the sentence. One of the huge ahas that I've had, like, literally in my life, and this might resonate with you and it might not, but I just wanted to share. I used to be Mrs. Positive. And through this work, actually, was how I realized that that was just this mask. It was very much needed when I was a kid. Someone needed to be happy. It was a survival mechanism. But, like, this is why I love cultures with initiations. Because you drop what doesn't serve you any longer so that you can become an adult. It's that the difference between, are you childlike or childish? And when we bring these negative beliefs that we're not good enough, or that we're not worthy of love, so we need to do this to get love, or the person with the not good enough belief has like a gazillion degrees, or someone with a not belonging belief, however they created that when they were growing up. They'll either do all they can to belong, or no matter where they are, they'll feel they're not belonging. And there's lots of others. We're going to cover beliefs this week, actually. If you're in the standard but amazing Magical Mind Masterclass, we're going to cover beliefs this week. But it's childish to carry those. And I love being childlike. And if you've done the innocence meditation, that's such a great meditation to just get you in the vibration of being childlike, of actually not having those beliefs clouding your experience. Sometimes I used to describe our beliefs like a murky film that we have on how we view the world. And for instance, if we've got a belief that we're not lovable or we're unworthy, someone could tell you that they love you and you wouldn't believe it, because you'd experience something else. It's between where we are and what's happening in the world. We're filling that in with our beliefs and our perceptions and our definitions. So, what I didn't share in the live and what I'm sharing with you is that actually having a life you adore is also savoring, not welcoming, not inviting more of, but savoring and noticing the tough times. And maybe going, oh, so why is that happening? What do I need to learn? What do I need to learn? And could this be happening so that when I do manifest the life I adore, that I'll be able to sustain it, that I won't go back into my old patterns? Because I've got this spiral. I've had this around my neck for 1,000,000 years nearly, and it needs a bit of a polish, actually. I've been Googling natural silver cleaning, what's it? So I remember it was one of the things I purged before I came traveling this time. Anywho, I like to digress. We're on this spiral of learning in life. This is a wibbly wobbly spiral. And I just saw it and I had to have it. And sometimes we're reaping the rewards and life is amazing. And it's like, yeah, this is totally the life I adore. And then other times we're in between phases. We're about to come up another level. So there's something to learn. It's like becoming a different person, the person that is at the stage. You know, if you were to give your life, look at your life and give it a mark from 0 to 10 on how great it is or how much of a life you adore it is, what number would you give it? And then the next exercise or the next question is, okay, so what's different if it was, just say you gave it a 3 or a 5 or a 6, but if it was a 2 numbers above that, what would be different? You know, what would be different in my life? But most importantly, what decisions would that person be making? What would their morning be like? What would their exercise routine be like? Their what meditations, you know, all of these questions are such good questions. So I just wanted to mention that today because it's really important that we're not, everything is fine, thinking positive works. And thinking positively is great. But if and when negative thoughts and feelings come up, first of all, they're not real. They're based on something that happened in the past, so they're not even real. But if we were to start to battle them and pretend they're not there or cover them up or, you know, whatever, we're actually just giving them more energy. Yeah, you can do breathing exercises and got loads of tools that are great and that work. But I think the first key is to go, oh, okay, cool. I noticed that, I acknowledge that. I remember one of the first times we are going to do lenses, don't worry, but this is just a little bit of an intro that's coming through. I remember before, when I was still working in TV, this is a million decades ago, and I was dreaming of being a healer and having this other life, another world, another career, business. Still working in TV, very stressed. Lots of money, but very stressed. Didn't love it. Very glamorous life. But anyway, it was New Year and I was on the plane flying back from Dublin to Ireland. I'll look at the chat in a sec. Flying on the plane from Dublin to Ireland back to London, where I was living at the time. And always have massive breakthroughs when I'm in the air on an airplane. I don't know what it is. I actually read about a guy the other day who he paid for a return ticket from, I think it was New York to Beijing, business/first class, like $5,000 or something. And he flew there and he landed and then he flew all the way back because that was his like zone of genius. Like, and he produced a book in that time. I can't remember the man's name. I'm a Facebook follower of his now. But I was like blown away by this. Anyway, I love when I'm in the air, I have huge ahas. And also because it was New Year, everyone is like, oh, New Year's resolutions. And I had my newspaper. I loved the Observer newspaper in those days. Before media got a bit mental. And I also loved the Barefoot Doctor, who weirdly enough became one of my friends and one of my clients and gave me the most amazing testimonial further down the road because he'd talk about pressure points and, you know, press this to ground yourself. And this is an amazing writer, amazing articles. And it was his article was all about, you know, what you want to create in the next maybe year or 10 years or whatever. And I just sat there and I was writing. I thought, what would I love? And I wrote down. And it makes me feel emotional just thinking about it. I wrote down, I want to be a full-time professional healer. And as soon as my pen finished writing that, this little voice in my head went, you? Who do you think you are? And I was like, whoa. It was the first time I've really, I make me want to cry. It was the first time, excuse me again, that I really became conscious of that bloody monkey mind. And it just blew me away. It just blew me away. I love it. Thank you. And that was the start of a process of realizing how much power it had in my life. And another thing that I used to do then, I don't do this anymore, but I remember I'd like just take a moment, and I don't know if I was by the sea or having a coffee, or if I had a moment of absolute bliss, and I'd say to myself, oh, this is the life, or this is heaven, or whatever. And then as soon as I'd say that in my head, this monkey mind would come in straight away and go, yeah, but what about, and it would like mention maybe whatever was troubling in my life at the time, because you could always find something that's troubling, no matter how amazeballs life is. Oh yeah, but what about blah blah blah, and it fill in the dots, and it was like, oh sugar. For all of my life, I was in my 30s then, 3 decades of all of my life had been unconscious. So every time I went, oh, this is amazing, oh yeah, but what about? And we don't want to let that drive us balmy and crazy. We just want to acknowledge it. And I love the energy of, the focus of, just embrace it. It's probably just a little scared part of your inner child, or no, it's the ego. Oh, there. I remember once learning, just tickle it under the chin. Oh, stroke it across the brow. They're there. I think the more we fight it, the more power we're giving it, and the more bad we think we are. Maybe we're defining ourselves as, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the other. So I just wanted to share that. And basically, I think I could have said all of that in one sentence, which is, it's having a life you adore is all of it. It's all of it. And I think it's even more of a life you adore when you actually embrace the tough times, the monkey mind, the depression, the whatever, the drama even. We're not inviting those things. Like, oh, okay, cool. They're there. And notice what happens when you do that. It's like, oh, and you're allowing it to be, and you're not battling, you're not giving it energy. So with all of that being said, let's have some lenses magic. Are we ready out there? Have I put you to sleep? Have I put you to sleep? I hope not. So I'm going to share screen in a momentito. So have a think about, what would you love to create in 6 to 12 months? I'm going to share the screen now. What would you love to create in 6 to 12 months? Because as I was saying, we're at the beginning of the month now, so this is a really good time to break down your 6 to 12 month vision. And then we'll look at 90 days. And then 30 days, 7 days. And then what will I do today? What would you love to create? 6 to 12 months. And remember, you're never given a dream. Can you see my screen? Yeah, I'm sharing the lenses. Your version of heaven and earth, your land of plenty, all possibilities. If you were starting over again today, how would you do life? So write down everything that occurs to you. Remember, you get to make it up, because everything is made up. Why do we call an oak tree an oak tree? It's made up. The chair you're sitting on, how did that start? It started in the imagination. It's made up. So what would you like to create in 6 to 12 months? You can go further afield as well. You know, uh, some visions, some dreams, like maybe creating a family, you know, or creating a new community or whatever. It might be longer than a year-long vision. Feel free to put those in as well. Just allow yourself to jot it all down. What would you love to create in 6 to 12 months? What would you love to create in 6 to 12 months? So you might want to look at the area of fulfillment. What will you do that's making you feel fulfilled? Area of friends, relationships. Fun. Finances. Are you overflowing with money? Physical. All the fuss. Physical. So family, and that could be blood or otherwise. Family, fitness, fulfillment. You're making it up. Allow yourself to dream. Okay. And now bring it back to 90 days. So just for the just for now, you might want to spend more time on this over the weekend. Because we're doing this area of the lenses call in a little more detail because it's the beginning of the month. So um, usually on Sundays I carve out time to really give this a good focus. And I look at the things that I want to create in the next 6 to 12 months and I break them down, asking all of these questions. So if you choose just one area now, just say it's fitness or finances or whatever, choose one area. You can choose a choice as well. And then write down, what could I do in the next 90 days to move towards my 1 year an objective. So that's what could you do, all the things you could do. And remember, this is just write it all down. And the next question is, what are you committing to doing? What will you do? So, what could you do in the next 90 days? Just choose one area for now. What could you do in the next 90 days to move towards your 1 year objective? Yeah. And now, what will you do in the next 90 days to move towards your 1 year objective? So, what are you committing to? And this is where discipline comes in. And it's very important that if you're committing to yourself, if you're committing to do something, your consciousness notices if you don't follow through on that commitment. Oh, okay, I'm not a follow through person. I don't keep my own word. So it's really important that things that you commit to that you actually do. So what will you do in the next 90 days? How are we doing on that? Give me a 1 if you're finished with that exercise. What will you do in the next 90 days? Let me know, please. You on Meeting and you on I'm streaming through to the Facebook group. Let me know. Give me a 1 if you're ready. Okay, I'll give you another minute. What are you commit? And you can always finish this afterwards. I just want to make sure that we have a good respark process because we're really, we're looking at your 6 to 12 month vision. So what are you committing to doing? What are you committing to doing? Okay, good. The ones are coming in. What are you committing to do? We'll give you another 30 seconds. Did it, woo! I've got my slightly silly hat on today. What are you committing to doing? Yeah. Yeah, feel free to share. Yes, absolutely. Maybe it is to declutter. That's a really powerful one. It helps to adore, to love our home or, whatever space we're in, our suitcase if we're traveling. The rabbit hutch. God, are you living in the rabbit hutch at the moment? All right. All right. So next, choose the next one. The next choice or part of your vision objective. What could you do in the next 90 days to move towards that 1 year objective? Oh, okay. No, great. Yeah, please do ask questions if you haven't got clarity. So I'll give you an example. just say that in a year's time, let me think of an example. Yeah, let's choose a book. Just say in a year, you want it to have your book out there and it's a bestseller. And in the vision, you've got people writing to you and saying that it really changed their lives, and you love this book. You absolutely love it. You're really happy with the end result that you created. So if you bring that back to 90 days, maybe it's that you finish the first manuscript and you hand it off to the editor. And that would be, and then other things that you might write down, what could I do? I might, confirm the cover, get some headshots, get some photos. Um, yeah, and share it with your audience as well. It's a great thing to do when you're creating your book, is to actually, start wherever your tribe are, Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever. Ask them questions about it, so that they're part of the process. And then when we move on to the 30 day, it could be, okay, I need to get 3 chapters done this month. Yeah, good question. Thank you. So how are you doing on what could you do in the next 90 days? Ready for the next one? Give me a 2 when you're ready, please, in the chat box. And we'll move on. Ready? Good. So next, what will you do? What will you do in the next 90 days? What are you committing to doing to move towards your 1 year and objective? What do you commit to do? Good. Yeah, it has got a really clear, clean energy about it, hasn't it? When you just write this down, it feels really good. It almost feels like you've done it. Yeah. Good, good, good. So give me a 3 when you're ready, when you've done that, please. Ah, thank you. Okay. So let's bring it back to 30 day. And I'm going to delete that word goal soon, actually. I'm not a goal person. But anyway, um what could you do in the next 30 days to move towards your 90-day target? So you're looking at what you wrote down before, or what you want to create in the next 30 days, those end results. And then you're breaking it down. What could I do? So you're writing it all down, all the things you could do in the next 30 days. Yeah, you can use what you wrote for the 90 days as a reference. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, because some of those choices, some of the things that you want to create in the longer term won't have a 90-day target or a 30-day. What could you do in the next 30 days to move towards the 90-day target? And when you're ready, write down what you're committing to doing. What will you do in the next 30 days to move towards the 90-day target. What will you do in the next 90 days to move towards what are you committing to doing? Give me a 4 in the chit chat box when you are ready, when you've done that. 4, 4, 4, good. I'll wait for a few more 4s. Okie dokie. Countdown. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, that's not right. Hold on, we want the 7 days. Where's the 7 days? So we want... What could it? The next 7 days. So what could I do this week to move towards my goals? What could I do this week to move towards my goals? And when you're ready, what are you committing to doing this week to move towards your goals? What are you committing to? Maybe it's your lenses. Yeah, meditation every day. Having that difficult conversation, writing the letter. Beautiful. Exercise 3 times a week. I love it. Starting a yoga teacher training course. Very cool. So what could I do and what will I do this week? What will I do this week? Beautiful. So give me a 5 in the chat box when you're ready there. And then remember that every day, as part of your morning routine, you then want to bring that back to, okay, so what am I going to do today? And we won't do that now, but you can do it after the call. You can have a think about it now. But that's really the flow. So at the beginning of the week, what I do on a Sunday, and this is what we're doing now, is I look at what am I committing to do in the next 7 days. And then each morning I look at that list of what I'm going to do in the 7 days. And I go, okay, so what am I going to do today? What am I going to do today? Yeah, makes sense. So now let's look back at the week. What went right last week? Did you have some ahas? Did you have some difficult times that turned into great times? What went right? Maybe you did your exercise, or you did your lenses or meditation. So, what went right in the last 7 days? Yeah, please do share. It's inspiring when we share because I think very often we can be very hard on ourselves and we don't realize that it's the small actions, it's the foundation that we're putting in place that actually allows us to create a life we adore. And decorated your bedroom. I love it. One thing I did was I started volunteering with dogs, walking dogs. It was so much fun. They put it in off for months. Nice. Exercising every day. Beautiful. I love it. Well done. So, what went right? You started this training. Nice. I love the enthusiasm. You started your book. Wow. Yeah, brilliant. Amazing. So, what went right? Oh, well done. Work through triggers and use the work to clear. And looking into clarity of locations to live and did the exercises. Brill. Oh, I love that. It's interesting. One of my coaches backed up something that I kind of knew in my head and my body, but they said something along the lines of, if you think about your vision, you think about what you love, and you sense that really sparkly, glowy. And this is a coach that coaches like probably billionaires, but definitely gazillionaires, like multi-million dollar businesses, like amazing, very high up. And they were, yeah, when you think about what you love and you just get that juicy, excited feeling, that lightness, then you're on the right path. You're on the right path. Beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Choose to commit to the being a coach training. Beautiful. I love it. Certification. And signed up for another training over on Meeting. Well done. So much momentum. Beautiful. And it's okay if you're stuck or if you're oscillating. It's all part of the process. Above all else, what do we want to do above all else? Know thyself. Now, what were the actions that made the biggest difference? What were the things that you did that you took action on? Or what were the actions that really made a difference? Yeah, just reading out choices in the morning just puts you into that whole new vibe, eh? So, what were the actions that made the biggest difference? So, give me a 6 in the chat box when you're ready to go on to the next question. I'll share it with you anyway. Where do I need to refocus? And what action will I take to ensure I keep focusing on my end results? So if you're ready, you can go on to that question. Nice. I love it. So both of the questions that came before really feed into this next question. So where do I need to refocus? And there's no heavy energy there. There's no giving yourself a hard time. There's no browbeating, beating yourself up. Sod all of that. That just creates more of the same, doesn't it? You know, how are you defining yourself when you're doing that? Where do I need to refocus? And what action will I take to ensure I keep focusing on my end results? Lenses, absolutely. Deep breathing, yeah. Meditation, yeah. Exercise, jiu-jitsu, nice. What works for you? And looking at the last week will tell you. It'll tell you. All right, so bringing that to a close. Everyone, give me a 7 if you're ready to move on. Yeah, good. All done. Fantastico. So now, let's get in the end result of our orientational choices. I will type them back into the chat for you so that you have them as well. There's there, and there's there. So I choose the end results of living the life I love or I adore. So imagine, you can even imagine that you're drawing a golden circle around yourself and just define that circle as you in a life you adore, living the life you love. Just allow yourself to get into the emotion of that. You might want to change your physiology at this point. At that point, at this point, it's a really good idea. You know, if you're maybe slumped or whatever. I always remember. I think it was Tony. I'm not a huge Tony Robbins fan. I think he's incredible, but I don't know. There's something anyway. That rah positivity is kind of, yeah. Anyway, love Tony Robbins, but he, don't want him as my coach. But I always remember him saying, if you're depressed or if you're, any of those emotions that maybe we want to not feel anymore, notice how you're sitting and then choose a different posture. Like as simple as that. Have you ever seen a depressed person running or, sitting upright and being sprightly? I do love that. So anyway, I think it's a nice thing maybe to just shift the energy and move your body, maybe have a stretch as we move into this, getting into the end result of our orientational choices. I choose the end result of a life I love, a life I adore. And just notice, see yourself experiencing that. What lets you know that this is true? You might want to write that down or comment in the chat. What lets you know that that's true? What are you laughing at? The Tony Robbins. Is that his name? Yeah, Tony Robbins. It's weird. Suddenly doesn't sound like a proper name. Yeah, I mean, he is amazing. He's amazing. You can't not think. Look, you can think whatever you want, but you can't think he's not amazing. But yeah, no, he's not. He's not my cup of tea. Never been to any of his events. I've read a few of his books. Some of his YouTubes are incredible. Anyway, let's not go off on a Tony Robbins tangent. Where were we? Nice. I love it. Light are shining with big smileys. We love big smileys. Beautiful. So now, next one. I choose the end result of being the predominant creative force in my life. Interesting. Nice one, eh? What does that feel like when you're the predominant creative force in your life? See yourself experiencing that. And sometimes if you find these difficult, just allow it to be easy. Or imagine yourself imagining it. You're seeing yourself experiencing that. What you let you know that that is true. So just write that down. I choose the end result of being the predominant creative force in my life. Yeah, I love that. Taking responsibility, 100% responsibility. That's a really grown-up thing, isn't it? Because we are responsible for it all. And it's our focus that creates it. It's our actions that are creating, but it's our focus before that. I love that. So next, I choose the end result of being healthy. Choose the end result of being healthy. So allow yourself to be in the end result of that. Healthy and vibrant. So notice yourself, see yourself really experiencing that. Well, I'll let you know that that's true. How does that feel? Nice. Yeah, all the energy that you need to do what you love. Yeah. And yeah, it allows us to follow through on our commitments. It's also mental, isn't it? Mentally healthy. Okay, well done. And now, achieve the end result of living my true nature and purpose. So allow yourself to experience that. You'll live in your true nature and purpose. What does that look like? What's happening in your life? What are you doing? Allow yourself to get into the emotion of that. Notice what life is like. What are you feeling? What are you feeling? All right, well done. So now we're going to take the 5 steps. First of all, what would you love? And we need to choose one of those choices or one of your true choices. So choose one thing, and I'm gonna take you through the MM method and then do the respark process. Have a bit of juicy neuroplasticity. Who wants a bit of that? Who feels different after just spending like a couple of minutes getting in the end result of, oh, look at my hair, getting in the end getting in the end result of those. Who feels different? Yeah. And that's just a couple of minutes. So you've always got time to do that in the morning. Even if you're rushing out of bed and grabbing your coffee, and you've always got time to do that. All right. So choose one of those choices and just allow yourself to be in that end result. That's the first step. Just notice. And second step, notice where you are now in relation to that. Where are you now in relation to creating the end result that you'd love, whatever choice you chose? What are the negative beliefs that are playing out, the negative thoughts and feelings, fears? Just notice. And how do you finish this sentence? I would love to create that end result, but. And what judgments do you have about that vision, that dream, that end result? What judgments do you think others have? Or what judgments do you have about people that have that? That's the second step. Where are you now in relation to it? What would I love? Where am I now in relation to it? And now, you need to just jump back into the end result, the vision again, and just notice how that feels when you've created it. And then I want you to notice all the resistance in between, the fears, the thoughts, the negative thoughts, the negative feelings, the negative emotions, the worry, the doubt, the, oh, that dream is too big for me. That's for other people. The judgments, all of that resistance, put it in an imaginary circle and give it a number from 0 to 10. 0 is nothing, no resistance, and 10 is the most resistance you could imagine. The first number that comes to you. And just let me know in the chat box what number. And I'm going to actually ask your permission to connect with your superconscious. So please give me permission. And I'm going to speak directly with your superconscious. So feel free to close your eyes. So we've got 5, we've got 8, 3. 3 is low, good. Another 8. Okay, so yeah, let me know what resistance, or even if you're not going to put it into the chart, just notice, have that number, know what resistance there is. And let me have permission to connect with your superconscious, please. So you might just notice what you notice. It works well if you close your eyes and just focus on your breathing. And I'm going to be speaking directly with your superconscious. Remember, the superconscious just want experiences. And what I'm doing is I'm connecting with the field of all possibilities, to clear the resistance, to let that resistance go so you can have a different experience of life. Because you could be carrying ancestors stuff. But whatever it is, it's resistance, and we can let it go. Superconscious, are you there? Jolly good. Hello, my love. Superconscious. Thank you for being here. And everyone on the replay. So we've all got clarity in what we'd love to create. And everyone on the replay as well, watching the replay. Superconscious, you see that resistance. We've got resistance. We've got family patterns. We've got events, past, present, and future, and beliefs and negative thoughts. Can you please tag and treat and do a massive change history and everything that's needed? Thank you. So we're taking action on creating our dreams, effortlessly moving forwards. Sometimes half baby step, sometimes a baby step, but always taking action. So superconscious. We have the body systems. We have the throat chakra, pineal gland, pituitary gland. The chakras front and back. And we have old patterns and part personalities that are stopping us from following through, from creating what we love. Sometimes from even getting a glimmer of hope or of the dream or of what our heart would really love. It's like it squelches it. And there's immense sadness in the heart. It's actually, it's the heart as a physical thing, but also the chakra and meridians and pressure points. Please tag and treat and do a massive change history, and everything is needed. Choosing the experiences that we would love to create what we would love. Good. Well done, everyone. So open your eyes. Let me know how we're doing. I'm going to go back in, but let me know what your first number was and where you are now. 7183. Okay, good. So we're going to go back in. Superconscious. Please give me push to get with superconscious again. Hey, superconscious. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the clearing. So we have some last remnants. Yeah. We have definitions defining ourselves. So there's many, yeah. Defining ourselves as too old, a failure, not belonging. So please just tag and treat any resistance that's left in the field, whether it's definitions or beliefs. Yeah, I'm getting this wizard energy from many generations back. This like wizard slash witch energy of amazing wisdom and knowledge. And what's carried through rather than that is the fear and sometimes anger at what happened to them. So can you please tag and treat all of that, letting that go, so that we're actually bringing through the knowledge and the wisdom and the learnings of all of our experiences, but we're letting go of the pain, the fear, the anger, whatever it is. So please tag and treat and do a massive change history, and everything is needed on that. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful superconscious. So superconscious, please ground all the memories we touched today, including memories 1, the superconscious, memory 2, the unconscious, memory 3, the self-conscious. Please ground all our memories, all those memories back into the matrix of the universe. Thank you. Amazing. Well done, everyone. Yeah, it's okay if you're still processing. Just be gentle. But I would love to know what your first number was and where you are now. Well done. 8091503050. Well done, everyone. That was beautiful. So what action are you going to take now? 72. Beautiful. What action are you going to take? What's the obvious next action that you're going to take now to create this end result? I love you all so much. We only went 3 minutes over. Hooray! Have an amazing weekend. I love you so much. Thank you for being here on this journey, on this adventure. And, if you need anything, let us know. We're here to serve you. We're here to ensure that you love this adventure and that you see glimmers of and big shiny rainbows of the life you adore. So we're here to serve you. Let us know if there's anything we can do. And I love you so much. Take the action. You know this stuff works when you can take that action, because resistance stops you taking the action. I'm going to shut up now. I love you all so much. Have an amazing one. Bye, beauties. Mwah. Thank you. No, thank you.